Most buyers see 4WD on an Acty, listing and picture a lever or a button on the dash. This truck doesn't have one. Here's the short answer: Honda's RealTime 4WD system decides for you, with no input from the driver at all. Here's exactly how and what it actually means once you own one. Start with how it works. Day to day, the Acty drives on the rear wheels, only the same as any MR layout truck. That's the setup we covered in an earlier video. The front wheels stay disconnected because running only 2 wheels burns less fuel than running 4. The moment the rear wheels start to slip mud, snow, loose gravel, a wet ramp power gets sent to the front wheels automatically. No lever, no button, no decision on your part. As soon as the truck has grip again, it goes back to 2-wheel drive on its own. You genuinely have a hard time noticing the switch happen from the driver's seat. That matters for one practical reason. You can't accidentally leave it in 4WD and hurt your fuel economy, and you can't forget to engage it before you need it. It's already deciding every second on its own. Worth clearing up one thing about the name itself. People throw around 4WD and AWD like they mean the same thing, and on this truck, neither term quite fits the usual picture. It's not a lever-operated 4WD like an old Jeep, where you stop and manually lock the front axle in. It's also not a full-time AWD like a Subaru, where power goes to all 4 wheels all the time. RealTime 4WD sits in between 2-wheel drive by default. 4-wheel drive only when the system decides it needs to be. If you've seen either of those other terms used for this truck, this is the version actually underneath it. So how do you tell if the truck you're looking at actually has this system? Start with the model code. Honda made it simple, and this pattern holds across generations. HA3 is 2WD, HA4 is 4WD on the older trucks. Move to the newer generation, and the same logic carries over. HA6 is 2WD, HA7 is 4WD. That's straight from Honda's own model documentation. The code itself tells you before you even look at the truck. And this second generation, HA6 and HA7, is becoming the more relevant one going forward. The older HA3, HA4 trucks have been legally importable for over a decade now, so a lot of the clean, low-mileage examples are already gone. HA6, HA7 only started crossing the 25-year line in 2024, which means the cleanest stock is still out there. And this pairing is going to be what most buyers are actually looking at from here on. So that's how you spot 2WD versus 4WD at a glance. Next, within the 4WD trucks themselves, not all of them are built the same. Within HA4, the grade name tells you even more. SDX gets RealTime 4WD on its own. Power to the front wheels when the rears slip, nothing else added. Attack gets that same system, plus a rear differential lock and an ultra-low first gear and reverse gear, built specifically for farm work and rough ground. Here's what the diff lock actually does normally. If one rear wheel is on ice or mud, and the other has grip, an open differential sends power to whichever wheel spins. Easiest usually the one already stuck. Lock it, and both rear wheels are forced to turn at the same speed together. So the wheel that still has traction keeps pulling, even while the other one spins freely. That single difference is why Honda's own factory numbers show the Attack's rated climbing ability at roughly double the standard 4WD SDX. One practical note from actual owners: that ultra-low gear is meant for getting unstuck, not for driving around in. Real Attack owners describe it as an emergency extraction gear, comparable to the extra-low setup on a Subaru Sambar, not something you leave engaged once you're moving again. If serious off-road climbing is what you actually want, the grade name matters as much as the 4WD badge itself. That covers the hardware. Now for the part people actually care about: what any of this is like once you're in mud, snow, or a field. Now, what it's actually like in the conditions people buy 4WD for. Real owners running these in mud, snow, and loose gravel report exactly what you'd expect from an automatic system. It genuinely helps the moment a wheel loses grip, climbing slopes steeper than you'd guess from a small truck like this. One HA7 owner running his truck for farm work. Put it simply, loaded or empty, the truck stays planted on snow, and he called it the most stable key truck he'd driven in a straight line, crediting the same mid-engine weight balance we've covered before. But it isn't magic. Without a diff lock, wet grass, or soft, mud can still stop it if a wheel spins freely, with no traction on the other side. Several owners describe getting stuck under exactly those conditions, even in 4WD on street tires. The lesson is consistent real-time. 4WD keeps you moving through ordinary bad weather. A locking differential on the Attack. Grade is what gets you through the conditions. The base 4WD can't take away the mud and snow, though. And here's what actually changes on an ordinary day. The 4WD hardware itself adds weight. Honda's own factory numbers put the 4WD version roughly 40 to 60 kilograms heavier than the 2WD. A real difference on a truck this light. That's enough to notice, not enough to worry about acceleration. Feels a touch softer off the line. And the steering carries slightly more weight at parking speed. You won't mistake one for the other blindfolded. But if you've driven a 2WD Acty and then get into a 4WD, that small, slightly heavier feel is what you're actually noticing, not the drivetrain doing anything different, since on dry pavement, it isn't doing anything different at all. One more myth worth correcting: people assume 4WD always kills your fuel economy. Honda's own official test numbers say it's more complicated than that. On the 1990 generation, HA3 and HA4 2WD did come out slightly ahead, 22.0 kml versus 21.1 kml on the SDX grade, which matches what most people expect. A real HA3 owner backs that up directly. He logs 13 kml average, up to 18 on long drives, and says his 4WD counterpart runs about 10% worse. His words were, "It's the engine," pointing at the added drivetrain drag. But on the later 1999 generation, HA6 and HA7, that flips. The 4WD SDX actually rated higher than the 2WD version on paper, and real owner data backs that up too. On a Japanese fuel tracking site we'll link in the description, the 4WD HA7 averages 15.27 kml across roughly 10 logged owners. The 2WD HA6 averages lower on both transmissions, 10.28 kml on the manual, 14.06 kml on the automatic. So the honest answer is it depends on the generation, not on 4WD itself. Don't assume either direction without checking the specific model code. One honest caveat on all of these numbers: the catalog figures are straight from Honda's original press releases tested under fixed factory conditions. The real-world numbers come from a Japanese site, where everyday owners log their own fuel economy. We're linking both sources in the description in Japanese, so you can look at the actual data yourself rather than take our word for it. This particular era of Acty is also genuinely rare to come across even here in Japan. Shops like mine see very few of them come through for service, simply because most on the road today are newer generations. That's part of why the best source for this generation is Honda's own historical documentation rather than dealer experience. For a real-world look at that Attack grade in action, an actual farming company here in Japan ran their own field test. An HA4 Attack taken through a rain-soaked field and a swamped rice paddy, then raced against a current generation Acty. We're linking that video in the description. Turn on YouTube's translation captions and watch it for yourself. And it backs up exactly what we've been saying. The one real deal breaker with this truck isn't the field. It's that rear engine, the failure risk we covered in an earlier video. Set that risk aside, and for actual farm work, the Acty is genuinely hard to beat. That farming company's own footage makes the case better than we can. Going forward, we'll keep bringing you finds like this alongside our own Japanese videos, data and documents that rarely make it into English language, coverage of these trucks, paired with what we know firsthand. Check the description on every video we put out. So here's the short version. Check the model code first, HA3 HA4 or HA6 HA7. Tells you 2WD or 4WD before you read anything else? If serious off-road climbing matters to you, look specifically for Attack, not just any 4WD, and go in expecting a system that quietly keeps you moving through ordinary bad weather, not one that turns a key truck into a rock crawler. If you're shopping for an Acty today, don't just ask whether it's 4WD. Ask which 4WD. That answer can completely change the truck you end up buying.